Right, so we're back in Pro Desktop. All I've done is gone to File, New, opened up a design, and I'm going to start to construct our final products using the parts that we've already made previously. Now the only command really I'm going to use, or the menu drop down macro, it's going to be the assembly. And by clicking onto assembly, I'll just click on to add component, find the folder that I want to drag in which case it's going to be the base box, which is that one. And I'm just going to move that out the centre. The reason I'm moving it out the centre is just that every time I insert a product, it'll insert it over top of each other, so it just helps me to assemble them. Now I am going to fix this and make this an anchor, so I'll just go to assembly again, fix components, and that's the only component that you need to fix. Everything else will be built around this, or linked or referenced to that part, so it shouldn't move. So assembly, add component. Move into the second part, which is going to be internal. Now I haven't checked that any of these fit at the moment, so I'm hoping that they do, but I'll find that in a second. And all I'm going to do now is just click onto the internal face of the box if I can. I think there it is, and I'm just going to go to assembly and align. If that happens, just undo it and go to assembly and mate. It depends on what you're trying to link, and I'll do the same on here, and we'll do exactly the same, assembly and mate. And then what I should find, hopefully if I've designed it right, is that this should slot into the base, which it does. Okay, so let's zoom back out and we'll go again. So assembly, add component. This time I'm going to add the DVD box, or the DVD case, and the reason I need to add that is to make sure, to half scale it, just press the shift key and the letter H, but I need to make sure that the actual cases will fit into the box. Now I might need to zoom in here just to get the internal fitting of the box. I should be able to snap onto it, there it is. And it's assembly, and right, it hasn't clicked onto there, so let's try that again. Assembly, okay, let's try mate, and that one is the internal there, assembly and mate, and surprisingly it fits perfect, so that's good news for us. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is just zoom back out and separate that one, because I need to insert another component, and I'm going to do another DVD case, mainly because I need 2 DVD cases in my box. So I'll do exactly the same, but this time I want that face to be aligned with, let me just zoom in, it's actually that face there. So if I go to assembly now and mate, and assembly, I'm trying to get the inside, there we go, and mate again. And then what I should have is, I'll select the P for part, my 2 DVDs that should slot into the case, so I know that that works. Okay, so I can see the rough profile of the box and how far these need to go down before they need to stop before they hit the bottom. Now what I can do is I can align these 2 so that they go in at the same time. So just by selecting one, whatever I do with one now, the other one will follow, and that will just help me when I'm trying to keep things accurate. Now, if I just zoom in a little bit, what I'm trying to do is see if those will actually fit into the bottom. Now the way I do that is if I go to view and change it to wireframe, it just allows me to see where the base of the object is, and then just go back to view, back to enhanced, and that's telling me that all that is correct. And then the final bit I need to do is go to assembly, add components, and if I've done this correctly, I'm looking for the top, click onto OK, and if I align that with the bottom, so I'm just going to press F for face and do that, assembly and mount. Now it hasn't worked that time, so if I go to align this time, there you go, and click onto that side and that side, go to assembly and align, and what I should actually have then is a box that goes together. So if I move the whole of that, hopefully, and it should allow me to move it, but perhaps it'll only let me do it one at a time. So what I'll have to do is construct the box the same way as I've just done it. So I'll click onto wireframe, and then I can see that that has to fit. I may have to zoom in to get this right on here. Thereabouts, and then I need that piece to fit inside, like so, a couple of millimeters to spare, and then hopefully I can bring this one down until it makes contact with the top of the box, and you can see that the DVDs fit inside the box. So that's pretty good. So you can see that everything fits together. So I know I've designed my box quite well. Let me just go back to where we've got line and view and back to enhanced. Now the idea of that box is that you will see this piece that's in the middle. So if I go back to the wireframe, it's actually designed on purpose so this box can actually collapse down onto the top, which I think is there, and it'll still fit. We've still got the space on the top. If I just go back to the enhanced version, we should be able to see that although we've got the cases in there, that will still see this part here, and in fact looking at it we can see we've still got some of the DVDs sticking through the top, so in fact it should look like that if we've done it right. So what I'm going to do now is just click back onto the view, the wireframe, and just check from the sides that that fits. Which it does. And that is our assembly drawing. So the first part that I'm going to do is take this into album, and then the next video clip will just show us how to import it in and how to apply textures and rendering.